work you're putting fucking in. And so I see that every day. I watch heavy. I spend all my time watching. It's why I do what I do well, because I'm listening every time you don't see me talking. I'm listening, I'm watching. And the reality is, let me promise you something. People that win put in work. There is no fucking shortcut. They're just the way it is. Now, the big game here is figuring out who the fuck are you. Because the amount of work I put into school was fucking zero. The reason I got F's is I didn't put in the work because I fucking hated that shit. Too many people do shit that they actually don't love, they just think it's gonna make them money. That's where people get caught. You're not lazy, you just don't wanna do that shit. There is no lazy. There's no fucking lazy, you just don't wanna do it. I'm lazy as fuck if you ask me to hang a fucking picture on a wall. I don't wanna do that shit. I can't even order fucking food in a hotel room. I don't like to do it. I'm lazy for that, but I'll work fucking 40 straight hours and doing my craft, my thing. This is one huge fucking game of self-awareness. This is one huge game of self-awareness. Like, who are you? Not what you want to be. I want to fucking be the baby and fucking Sam Darnold, but I'm neither. That's who I want to be, but I ain't them. I have to deploy self-awareness about what I am, who I am, and that's what got me here. And that's what gets everybody everywhere they want to be, but people lack the patience and putting in the work to get there. And that gets me to the point that really matters to me. Listen, if you are not putting out content on the internet every single day at scale, whether it's TikTok or LinkedIn, YouTube or Facebook or Instagram or Snap, you are leaving so much opportunity for whatever you want to happen on the table. This is a very simple game. It's the same. I love when people see me hanging out with rappers and I'm giving advice and they're like, yo, Gary Vee, you say the same shit. I'm like, motherfucker, because it's right. You want me to make up some shit that I don't believe in and tell people? Of course I'm saying the same shit, and it's real simple. The fact that we have free music platforms like SoundCloud and Spotify and YouTube and Instagram, and you can put out music and you're one fucking hook away from your life changing, means you need to put fucking music out. And if you want to use perfection or I'm an artist as an excuse that you're actually insecure and you're not sure you're that hot, you do you, but fuck you. That's what's actually happening. And so, the cat's out of the bag. The cost of entry is zero. It costs nothing. If you've got a smartphone and you're here, you're in play. You're in play. And of course, there's always certain things that make it harder and this and that. And trust me, I'm not trying to roll in with audacity. My big thing is just, nobody cares about your excuse except your other loser friends. It's real. I mean it. Like, it's just the truth. And like, I'm not trying to come up here and rah-rah or put pressure. I'm trying to get people to win. And the only thing I've ever seen is when people become accountable and put in the fucking execution. It's as simple as that. It's all I've ever seen. I've never seen anybody luck their way into shit. Luck is the stuff that comes out of losers' fucking mouths. It's just the way it is. It is just fucking real. And so it's crazy that every fucking word that just came out of my mouth would not be practical, and I would not believe in it if it was 1995. I can't believe that. I can't believe that I lived and watched the whole thing happen, that literally nothing I just said I believed was true just 25 years ago. Now it's all right here. It's all right here. It's all right here. And like, I'm fucking putting as much pressure, as much as I can out there to get people to understand you can. You just have to create a different perspective. You have to see what you see in a very simple game of, this is what I want, and I gotta put my head down for a fucking decade, eat shit, execute, and then maybe pop up and see if it happened. And so let's break it down. A couple things. The number one thing I think about all day, every day, is underpriced attention. The number one way to have something happen, regardless of what your ambition is in this room, is to find underpriced attention. I define underpriced attention real simple. When I wanted to build up my dad's liquor store, nobody was doing email, but email had happened. I knew people were emailing, but nobody was sending deals or offers on email. Email was used like a letter. not like a direct mail advertisement. I started doing deals, wine deals. People converted. It cost me nothing. Everybody was getting on email, but nobody was selling on email, and I fucking squeezed the fuck out of email and pushed it and helped build the business. Then a couple years later, this fucking thing called Google came out. And while everybody was super hot on Yahoo and Yellow Pages and that shit, I don't even know the youngsters know what the fuck I'm talking about. Tommy, you know what that is. I said this Google thing's gonna happen, and when the ads came out, I was buying every wine term for 5 and 10 cents, and people were clicking it, and I was making sales. And I didn't care that people didn't know yet. That was actually what I wanted. And then YouTube came out, and I looked at it a couple months after it came out, I said, this thing is gonna be huge. And I sat down and started making videos about wine, and that's when my stuff started getting crazy. And then Twitter came out, YouTube sold for $2 billion. I was tired of just using this shit. I wanted to make bigger money. I'm trying to buy the jets out here. And so I decided to fucking invest, and I invested in Twitter and Facebook and Tumblr, and that fucking worked out. And then on and on and on. So that's my game. That's what I'm good at. Where are people actually spending their eyes? Where most people don't believe it? And then how do I go in there, and how do I bring the most value? Through my words, through my videos, that's it. Simple game. So let's talk about what that means for you. As we sit in it, how many people in the music, or in the music, TV, or film business, raise your hands. Let me just see, raise them high. Listen to me and listen to me good. Because I know, again, 95% of you won't really do it, but I'm putting it on the record so I can play this in 9 years and say I fucking told you. Right this second, TikTok is crazy. TikTok is crazy. It is crazy underpriced attention. You're more than welcome to say that that's for 14-year-old girls. You're more than welcome to say that's for your baby niece. I'm out here putting out content every day. I put out 3 pieces of content on TikTok yesterday. All 3 of them got 1 million views. You have to listen. This is like real estate. This is like investing in a company before it pops, like Amazon and Netflix. This is what I do. I'm telling you right now, in culture, in consumer behavior, the underpriced attention at scale for everybody that just raised their hand is TikTok. Whether TikTok becomes Vine and is gone in a year doesn't mean anything. You're not investing in this forever. You're investing right this second to take the attention. MTV isn't hot either. Like, it's just the way it is. You gotta fucking strike and take the attention when that thing is happening. If you're trying to do music, film, or television, and you are not putting out content, and I'm talking 3-4 pieces of content on TikTok a day, you're gonna regret the fact that you heard it from me and you didn't do anything about it. It's happening. And so take your ego, take your opinion, take your perception, and check that out the door. And when you leave here tonight, make a fucking TikTok video, motherfucker.
Yeah. I know.
Period. I promise. For a lot of you, and by the way, I was looking at the hashtag, I was looking at a lot of people that are here. So many of you suck on Instagram anyway, you might as well try TikTok. The amount of people, prediction time, and hit me up on Twitter or DM me. Half this audience that actually does something about what I just said is gonna get more views on one of their first 10 TikToks than they have on any piece of content they ever put on Instagram. It's a fucking fact. So that's that. Number 2. I'll say it one more time. Post on TikTok, motherfucker. Number 2. This one's crazy. This one might confuse the fuck of you. I'm talking the most Southside slatty fucking rapper should post music on LinkedIn. I know that sounds crazy as fuck. I know you're laughing inside. I know some of you said, fuck this guy, he's just making shit up now. But I'm telling you right now, one of the craziest things I'm seeing, and I'm coming here to bring value. I'm gonna give it to you. It's free. Here you go. You just gotta need to do something about it. LinkedIn has crazy amounts of attention, like way more than I've seen in anything organically. TikTok and LinkedIn is the place where you might not have an account at all, and you can post with no followers and get people to see it. What's interesting about LinkedIn is that it's acting more like Facebook did 5 or 6 years ago. I don't know, how many people here did marketing on Facebook 5 years ago? Raise your hands. So for the hands that just went up, remember how much organic reach we got just because? You know, a lot of people broke out because of that. I'm telling you right now, LinkedIn is acting like Facebook, and whether you have a gym that you want to sell memberships to, if you got a t-shirt company, if you are a rapper, if you want to be an actor and the kind of stuff that you would put on Instagram or Vine, post on LinkedIn. I know a lot of you don't have a LinkedIn account yet. Sign up, execute. These are the two places at this minute where the attention is wildly underpriced. Now, all of this, which platform, how, what have you, is predicated on a very important part, which is the following. You need to know how you communicate. Some people in here are great at writing. Others are great on video. Others are scared of video because they're insecure of how they look or they feel weird. Others should just do audio. You have to take a step back. I like that. I like it too. D-Rock, get that clip. That's at least 4 million on TikTok. You have to figure out how the fuck you communicate. You have to, because the biggest thing I see that people struggle with is they're not self-aware enough. They want to be a video star, but they're corny. They want to be a writer, but they write like me, no grammar skills. They want something, they're not self-aware. So you have to figure out where the attention is, what the fuck do you have to say, and then most of all, what's the best way for you to say it? I watch so many people try to follow somebody else because they see something work for somebody without realizing they can't do that, or they're not as good at that. Or writing is the big one for me. Right now, everyone's so visual that people don't realize that the writing part, I'll give you a big one. One of the biggest ways to make your Instagram content pop way more is people don't realize how much the sentences you write along with the picture or video matter and how successful on Instagram. You spend 4 fucking days on the right angle and the right lighting on the photo, and you mail in the copy like it doesn't even matter, and it's sometimes 50% of the battle. So that's another insight that I want to make sure everybody has. Listen, the economy has been ridiculously good for a decade. The internet has scaled to levels we've never seen before. If you're not hitting it right now, you kind of suck. And why I want to say that line is I need you to understand how phenomenal things actually are. There's plenty of social things we need to fix. There's macro shit that's super fucked up and crazy. But for you as an individual to communicate what you want to the world, the door is open. And I'm really, really passionate about getting people to see that, figure out where they want to go with it, and execute through that door. Because the reality is this, Facebook organic reach was amazing, it went away. I don't know how many of you are paying attention, but I'm seeing your Instagram reach not go the way it was going a couple of months ago. And I know all of you are feeling it. All of you. So, and by the way, just to save everybody time, because I know everybody got way too one-dimensional and became only Instagram, here's the news alert, it's about to get way worse. So it doesn't matter what you're gonna do or what you're gonna hack, and people are about to panic. People are gonna start panicking, going back to dumb content, tricks, whatever they can figure, fucking groups to share. People are about to fucking get scared because everybody just went all in just on Instagram. How many people here follow my content? Just raise your hand. Jeez, thank you. So you know I've been trying to tell you for a minute now, like, please diversify. Get your other platforms up. History repeats itself. This is what happened on Facebook. Facebook fucking owns Instagram. I don't know why people are confused. This has been written, and it's about to be way worse. So if you're sitting here and your entire game is Instagram only, you might as well get the fuck up right now and leave. Forget the rest of my keynote and get your fucking Twitter and your YouTube and your TikTok and your LinkedIn and everything up. How are we doing the Q&A? I just want to know, do we have mics or are you guys running it? Anybody from the conference? I just want to know how we're doing that. We're running? Okay, cool. You gonna run it? Is that who's the runner? Because I want to go into Q&A in like 5 minutes. But is it gonna be my mic or do you guys have another mic? All right. Let me know when do I hear that? All right. What's that? Can you throw it up? Okay, gotcha. All right. Give me like 5. Okay, in a couple minutes I want to go into Q&A, so make sure you raise your hand. So let me end with this, and then I want to go directly into your actual questions. Everything that has ever happened, good for anything, has come through communication. Your relationship, change in society, growth in business. This is one game of communication. I promise you that when you think about every fashion brand that's one, that you dream of building a brand like that, the quality of that hoodie, the quality of that sneaker, the quality of that handbag, there's a lot of brands that can do it. The name, the logo, that fucking swoosh, that's where all the action is. This is one huge game of brand. This is one huge game of can you communicate and get people to give a fuck. Every single person here, because of the long tail of how the internet now works, can get their piece. And the reality is, this is where people are unbelievably confused. There's a lot of people in here who think the following: I'm gonna do this XYZ thing, and it's gonna be $1 million business. It's gonna be a $10 million business. It's gonna be a $100 million business. When in reality is, you don't love your job right now, and all you really need to do is build a business that pays you $87,000 a year, that pays you $112,000, that pays you $213,000, $44,000, if you're smart enough to live humble and actually save money, because everybody's out here buying dumb shit they don't need to impress people they don't even fucking like. So, at some point, and I'm hoping maybe in a decade, because it's gonna take a lot of work, at some point, the North Star of the culture is not gonna be money, it's gonna be happiness.
Yes.
And when we get there, shit can get real interesting. Because if you think happiness, not flexing, all of a sudden, the practicality of building a business, a side hustle, a passion that makes $80,000 a year is way more achievable than the fact that you need a Billy. And the second people understand that game, that's when you can really turn what I just talked into something practical. Because it's daunting when you make $8 on your meme account or $100 and you're trying to go for $1 trillion. It gets a lot easier to think you can get there when you put it into context. This is straight up. I always wanted to buy the jets, recognizing how much it was gonna cost. But the only real financial goal I ever had growing up was like, man, one day when I make $100,000 a year, I'm gonna fucking make it. And it's interesting, I had this crazy goal, but this other micro goal that now I get paid for a fucking speech more than that. But the reason is because I was thinking step by step. You like that? but it's interesting. It's interesting. The reason I got there was because I had the humility to make $40,000 and $50,000 a year, building my dad's business for him, leaving at 34 with nothing. I love when the haters come out on me and be like, don't listen to this fool. He got fucking shit given to him. Motherfucker, I got nothing given to me. I got the right to work 18 hours a day, 365 days a year for my dad, and then leave at 34 with no fucking money. That's the right I got. But what I knew is the shit that I spit to you, which is, you're young. I knew that I wanted to give back to my parents because I was grateful as fuck that they took me out of that shithole Soviet Union. I knew that at 34, that I was still young. I know that I'm fucking young at 43. I think I'm young if you're fucking, I fucking do business with 78-year-olds. These motherfuckers think they're living another 100 years. It's mindset, bro. I don't understand. I got people that are 28, they're like, oh shit, in 2 years my life's over. And then there's people that are 82 and like, man, I'm building some shit that's gonna launch in 30 years. I'm like, motherfucker, you're gonna be dead. What are you talking about? Mindset. We do not have a good relationship with time. We don't. We're impatient. We're impatient because we care about what other people think about us. That's the fucking game. You know it, I know it. We're doing way too much shit based on other people's fucking opinion. And the only thing that I got lucky with is when I was 26 and I was carrying out a case of champagne for my friends when they would stop by the liquor store, and they would laugh at me when they went in the car because I was working for my dad's liquor store and I was such a loser. The only thing that went through my mind is, laugh now, motherfucker. Because I'm not worried that I'm down 20 points in the first quarter. This shit only ends when 000 hits the fucking clock. And so I highly recommend, because I got so much love for this room, for real, that all of you realize it's not even halftime. It's not even fucking halftime. When the Knicks or the Hawks or anybody else goes on a 14-0 run, the road team, and they call a timeout and all the crowd boos, the home team's pissed, those players don't hear it. Plus, the NBA really wraps up in the last 5 minutes anyway. Like, they don't hear it. The problem is, for 99% of the people in society, they're hearing boos in the first quarter, and it's fucking them up. Turn out the noise. And let me give you an insight on boos, and then we're going to go into Q&A. You just go wherever you go, Mike. Let me give you an insight on why so many people struggle with people booing them. It's because you're getting too high when people cheer you. It's true. You can't, with this ridiculous love that's coming in the room, with all the nice words that were said to me as I went over here, I can't hear it. For as much, I read my comments for real. Gary, you the GOAT. Gary, you're a snake oil salesman. Gary, you're Jesus. Gary, fuck you. Gary. I got news for everybody. I don't hear the cheering, which helps me not hear the booing. Humility is the fucking key. So many people out here hit something. I'm watching so many people get a nice little viral hit. I mean, there's people who get a viral hit and they think they're somebody. They get so confused out here. People are confused out here. Prince fucking died. We gave him 24 hours on social media and we all went on with our fucking lives. So who the fuck are you? The ability to think you're the fucking best in the world, and I fucking believe that shit, but also knowing that nobody gives a fuck, that balance is the motherfucking game. Figure it the fuck out. Thank you.